welcome back to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast which we smash apart the films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1 minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Wilson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco. Kyle, I'm going to take you back in time.
Okay.
Summer of 1989.
Oh, yes, I know exactly where I was in the summer.
I'm totally excited. This is me entering my senior, right where my daughter is right now, actually. Entering my senior year in high school. Junior year is over. I'm totally excited. I'm with my two best friends. We're over at the Wyoming Valley Mall. We're standing in line. We're there. We're about to see the movie of the year, Batman.
That's right. Tim Burton's Batman.
And I was such a mark. Like I was such a, that's a weird wrestling term.
Yeah.
There, but so I'm standing there. I got like the I don't know, it was the Starlog like preview thing, right? Like book, right? And I remember
I had all 4 of the McDonald's tumblers.
Oh yes, no, totally right. I had a pin, like I put on my hat and stuff. I was just totally excited. And I remember standing in line. I was one of those people, which I don't care. It's what it is, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was being like, guys, this movie's gonna be amazing. You're not even gonna believe this, right? It's gonna be incredible. And I remember there was a whole segment in the magazine that I was reading that said that there is a moment in this movie where the Batwing crashes, and it will go down as one of the most cinematic crashes in movie history. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to see this. We go into the movie, and the movie, I mean, obviously the movie's fantastic. It's a seminal moment in comic book movies, right?
Absolutely.
But we go in, and that scene comes up, and I sat there in my seat, and I went, "What? Wait, who wrote that article?"
Yeah, because even in 1989, it's not awesome. I mean, it's like, wow, that model looks like it got really banged up because it looks exactly like what it was, which was a model.
Totally wrong. And I mean, like, okay.
And let me said, I have nothing against models.
Oh,
in terms of movies and stuff too.
No, because look at it can be done. We all know this. It can be done fantastically well.
Yeah.
But I just remember thinking what my expectation was for everything that I was sold and that I was led up to believe, even in the midst of that movie. That effect did not match with the other parts of that movie or scene that we were leading up to. Why do I bring this up? The beginning moments of this minute was a clear flashback to 17-year-old Rob sitting in that movie theater in 1989,
watching it crash and going, "What?
What is this?" Like I'm totally expecting the HO train to just come in from the side, derail, crash on its side, and see a couple of little figures just flop over, right, and some smoke. What happened here? What?
Well, let's dig into it here as we crash into minute 97 of 2008's Incredible Hulk movie, directed by one Louis Leterrier, because we started this where we were left off, which is in the midst of a helicopter crash. So they are. I made the joke last time, and we're continuing on. It looks like they're crashing into Gotham because, like, there's this thing. Apparently, this is the top of a courthouse. That's what I have learned. And so that's why it's all fancy and ornate like this, like no other building that we've seen in this movie before. Okay, I guess they supposedly the aesthetic choice was that they wanted to show that these were titans, and so they wanted to have a Greek-esque background so that they would show the two powerful forces fighting as the Greek gods would around pillars and things like this.
Okay.
Wait, you know what would help with that? Lighting.
Wait,
but oh well.
Scale.
Yeah.
Wait.
Like, okay.
Let's just say this. What you just described are the two demon dogs in Ghostbusters. That actually is even better than this in terms of scale and proximity and understanding layout. Like, but it's very but it's Gotham. And when you said that at the end of the last minute, that's why I laughed, because I knew I was going to bring up this Batman reference. It's total Gotham.
Yeah, and like nothing we've seen before or since.
No, not at all.
get to see a whole lot of it here because as our helicopter goes sort of bouncing along the side of it, Abomination drops off briefly and it lands on his feet. So we assume
does a good job.
And then he disappears from the minute. So like I don't know what happened to him, where he goes.
Oh, well, the helicopter lands on him.
Does it land on him? See,
it lands on him.
It's very dark. I couldn't make it out. Like I thought his feet touched ground at one point.
Oh no, and then the helicopter lands. It rolls, but then it's sort of when it impacts on like his lower half of his body.
Oh, so you're saying it's kind of like a house dropping on a person, Rob?
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Oh, geez.
That's right. Another Wizard of Oz reference. See,
it is.
Right. So he does crunch under him. Okay, so
it does. No, he clearly is under it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I thought it was very unclear. And then so Hulk has fallen off somewhere else. Like he sort of hits the ground first. It rolls over Abomination, though we don't see what happens to him, and it continues to roll. And then the helicopter sort of comes like almost falls over the edge, and then sort of creaks to a stop, and then slams back down. So then we in the course of this we see Betty sliding down to the front of the chopper, screaming. Right. I was like, at what point is it tipped? But oh well, whatever. Right. Different shooting days. So one thing I noticed in this that it seems that it had to be added in post, and it seems totally unnecessary, is they flat out kill 3 homeless people. Did you notice this?
No, wait, what?
Okay, everybody. Okay, this seems like, I don't know why that is. So if you go back to mid-97, when they do the shot of the helicopter crashing down, there is a barrel with fire, and there are 3 people standing on it, and the helicopter smashes onto them and kills them all. Why? I honestly don't know. Like, why are there 3 homeless people on top of a courthouse? I don't know, but they have the right to be there. Why did they decide to digitally add 3 people just so the helicopter could murder them? I don't know. That is such a bizarre choice. Are you seeing it?
Oh, so my God. Wait, I'm going back.
Rob just pulled up on the monitor and is just like watching frame by frame. Yes, there are 3 people standing around a fire pit like, man, I love being in New York. Nothing ever happens here. They got all that Iron Man stuff happening on the West Coast, but here in New York, everything's great in 2008. Okay, now what's that sound?
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, now the reason why I missed it,
Giuliani.
Right? What's going? Wait, oh yeah, what's going on here? This is literally just the moment where the helicopter as it goes from the in cockpit scene right to you see the Abomination dropping on the whatever that is, the floor of that.
Yeah.
And he's starting to run, and the helicopter comes down, and as it pans to the right, trying to capture this motion, that's when you see the barrel and the few people, and I mean, it's only for like 1.2 seconds. I mean, it's not more than that. What is
I honestly don't know. It's such a weird thing because somebody had to take the time to do that. Like they weren't on set. Like they didn't.
Wait. I have a huge problem with this because the top of this building looks like it's been semi-demolished.
Right.
It's been demolished to a level where it's not safe. I mean, there's no way you would leave a building like that up in the sky with unsupported walls like this.
Yeah.
It's been left derelict for this long that homeless people live on the roof.
I guess so. It's such a. I know. It's like I feel like we could spend the entire episode just talking about this and like what a weird choice it was. Why would you add that? Why would you add that in? Like you could, if you put a barrel on fire. Okay.
Well, okay, because that is the source of the initial explosion, right?
Sure. Like, just have a barrel on fire there. It's New York. We'll buy it for the 0.2 seconds it takes to go through it.
I mean, or what if you had a large vehicle that has a lot of fuel on it and it's about ready to crash? That also creates a fire. Like, you were already there. Like, it didn't need.
They're like, no. They're like the supervisors there going, no. Like, you can't just have a barrel of fire. You have to have people around it. Those people are gonna be murdered by it. It doesn't matter. People will not accept the fact there's just a barrel of fire up there. We need that fire for later on in the scene. We need it for minute 98.
Maybe this is just okay. Strange. I mean, no. You look at the whole thing. Maybe this was just okay. It's dark, and we're about to talk about how dark, but. It's dark. We need some sort of change in light. And this gives us that.
Sure. You can do that without murdering homeless people. Just saying. So after the wholesale slaughter of 3 people
hold on.
basically are down on their luck.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let me tell you what the T-shirt is. That T-shirt is fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then under that, you can do that without murdering 3 homeless people.
There you go. Words of wisdom from the Marvel Movie Minute.
Fill in whatever you want in the blank.
Yes.
Jesus. All right.
So, for the moment, then, all is quiet. So the helicopter comes, like, Hulk is down, Abomination is missing. The helicopter is coming to crash, so everything is like, whew. And so the Hulk is like, oh man, that was bad.
He even has the view on his face like, oh. Like his eyebrows
like,
and his face.
Man,
and everything.
Glad that's over.
Yeah. Oh no, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go back to the jungle.
So Betty, like Dorothy,
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Wakes up and doesn't really know exactly where she is. Just that there's a pile of camouflage dudes around. So she gets herself up and starts looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. And suddenly she sees a hand, and the hand moves. And it's her father. It's Thunderbolt Ross. But we need to unpack this because right here in this moment, something important happens. Something deep, something thematic, a crucial moment happens right here. Because we rewind that minute by like just a couple of seconds here. So Ross is on the ground, hurt, feeling like, wondering if he's a failure. And he looks to his hand, and his hand is covered by what? That's right. Bullets. And he shakes his hand and throws off those bullets because at this moment, Ross is realizing that Operation More Bullets is futile and that he's made a terrible decision all this way. And he throws off those bullets and like, you know what? I've come around. Operation More Bullets is at an end. No more. And that's when Betty helps him get to his feet. It's a huge moment, and I think it's gone completely unnoticed by most of the people. But here on the Movie Minute, we dug deep and we saw it.
Well, we dug and deep. I'm going to tell you.
This is the end of Operation More Bullets. This is where it concludes, right here in minute 97.
Okay, you pulled out. Okay, that's awesome. What a great observation. I didn't even think about that. Because here's why I got distracted in this. This whole thing you just outlined, the moment from where we just went, the Hulk, kind of like lifts his head up like, whoa, this is sucked. Yeah. And then this whole moment you're talking about, this moment between Betty and her father, it is sandwiched around the weirdest cut to black scene.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes like I like a good camera gag as much as the next person. And so like, some... Edgar Wright is famous for doing some really cool, creative stuff with cameras, but sometimes it's just like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. So they do so you see the helicopter's on its side. This is what you're talking about, right?
Well, no, you see the Hulk. So
the helicopter's on its side.
Shot. You see the Hulk in the distance on the ground, just as we saw. He's just lifting his head, and the camera starts to pan to this gaping hole that's in the helicopter, and
we push into the hole to discover everyone inside. Like we basically worm cam our way into the helicopter to see you there. Like it's like, all right. Do we really need to be showy about camera work right now?
Yeah, but this is really weird because my thought is, I don't know why you would do this.
Exactly.
Because here's what happens is the camera, as it starts to go into the darkness of this hole, you think, oh, well, what are we seeing? It goes full dark, full black.
Yep.
It stays full black for, I want to say, almost 3 seconds. And then it sort of just does a dissolve fade in to the scene inside the helicopter. And you can see the lighting effects with the sparks. That's not what you would see. What is the purpose of that darkness? Because one,
right?
It's super spooky. It's like out of a Halloween movie.
Yeah. It's like, as you go in, it's like, what are you going to find inside? Oh, just people. Okay.
But it makes I mean, I don't know. It almost seems like you're trying to hide, like you okay. At the end of the day, the editor went in and said, okay, so this is the shot we're going to go to. All right. What's the transition shot? Oh, this. Okay. But this doesn't match. And someone's over his shoulder going, make it match.
It looks like if you were doing a oneer, if you were doing a continuous shot, Like if you're doing like, you know, a like the raid or whatever, or, you know, like we're Ong Bak, where you're like following through a thing. This would be a place where you would disguise the edit, right?
You're right.
Like, there's always
exactly.
like, you know, like basically like an action scene when they're doing like a long continuous one. Occasionally a stunt performer will suddenly their back will like slam into the camera. Well, that's a transition point. Like that's basically a way of them cut, and then they can just pick up right from there.
Right.
So the same thing here, but why? Because like it's a continuous shot of like 8 seconds. I mean, like it wasn't hard. Like nobody's moving.
There's no reason why you couldn't have cut right from the Hulk to her.
It's a weird choice.
It's a very weird choice, and it just made me think of like, you know, again, if you ever had somebody hanging over your shoulder telling you what you should be doing when you're the one who knows what you're doing, huh? That seems like somebody really wanted that shot in there for reasons that don't make sense.
And the buzz we've heard is these minutes are where a lot of hands were involved.
Well,
so it seems like a lot of fingerprints from maybe multiple editing teams.
Whoever the editor was, a little bit of their soul died on that because
maybe it was like one team transitioning to another team.
Well, I mean, like it's even one of those things where you're like, okay, all right, I'll make that work with the cross dissolve and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but okay, I'll tighten the music. No, don't tighten the music. Well, no, wait, hold on. If I got to use this clip and you want me to transition it and you'd say I can't edit the music, that means I got to just go black for literally 3 seconds.
I want 15 frames of black. Why?
Yeah, like that's literally
your job isn't to ask why. Your job is to get me 15 frames of black. All right, man. Okay. Rendering. Oh, look, it's done because it's 15 frames of black.
I mean, I don't know. Something's going. That was so odd. Anyway, okay. Now here's my little deeper dive. You had your little exposition on the meaning of this. Mm-hmm. Did you find the connection though of the flashback this moment is?
Hulk is right, and Betty and Ross are waking up from after a explosion event and have blood on their faces.
With dead bodies all
around. Yeah, dead soldiers all around. Yeah.
I never noticed it until this viewing because I've seen this movie a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. That's a total callback that they are waking up amid the destruction.
Yeah, it's kind of a clumsy one too.
Oh yeah, completely. Oh no, it completely is.
Like this could be a real way of thematically like linking the two together, but
yes.
This time they're on the same side as
Anyway,
not a lot of sometimes there's art. Sometimes it's just about getting people from one place to another.
Through a black hole of nothingness for 3 seconds.
Exactly. So meanwhile, back outside, Hulk is on all fours watching the helicopter. Like, she okay? And he's slowly pulling himself to the feet. Like, oh man, that was a heck of a thing. I gotta, oh boy, well, I really gotta. My back is kind of.
I love the way you were just like, and meanwhile, Hulk gets up.
Yeah,
end of minute.
But that's literally where the minute end is. Him getting up. He didn't even get up. He's getting up.
He's getting up, and that's it.
Yeah, this whole minute is just like, crash, and then everybody's just sort of like recovering from the crash. Okay.
I just hope everyone I hope people who are listening appreciate. We're approaching in like the 19-minute mark on this episode.
and almost nothing happens in this minute.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Is there a place for people to go, like to lounge around, to tell us about how do you guys spend 20 minutes talking about nothing?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is. You'd have to go to a little place called Facebook. Heard of it? Yeah, I bet you have.
Waste a lot of time on Facebook. So
that's
you might
true.
As well
and we have a great place to waste it. It's the Next Real Film Podcast and Marvel Movie Minute Executive Lounge. It's our little private group. Private being we just don't want weirdos and bots getting in. So ask to join. You can join. That's it. And you're in. You don't have to pay dues or anything. It's great. We post stuff. We talk about the episodes. We let you know what's going on with Next Reel. And actually, there's been some really lively discussions about the Hulk episode. So, if you see something we missed or basically said, I think you didn't notice this, we're happy to hear from you. So head on over to facebook.com/groups/the Next Reel. So we'll see you back here for minute 98. Will the Hulk get to his feet? You'll have to tune in to find out. Hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.